Are all insulated water bottles the same, or are some brands actually better than others? To answer these questions and find out which brand is truly the best, I tested the 8 highest rated insulated water bottles on the market. I tested how well they keep liquids cold by filling them with water chilled to 43 degrees Fahrenheit and measuring the temperature of each after 6 hours, 12 hours, and 24 hours. Since most bottles are also safe for hot liquids, I measured how well they keep things hot by filling each bottle with 180 degree Fahrenheit water, putting them in a freezer, and measuring the water temperature after 1, 6, 12, and 24 hours. I tested how leak-proof the lids are by filling each bottle, tipping them over 3 times, and shaking them upside down for 30 seconds. To simulate real-world accidents and test their durability, I filled them with water and dropped them from 3 feet high on the side of the bottle and directly on the lid. I also evaluated their design features, including how well they fit in cup holders and how easy they are to use with one hand. In this video, I break down each water bottle. I show you how they performed, what they're best at, and where they fall short. You'll see which brands live up to the hype and which ones aren't worth your money. I'll start with the most affordable bottle and end with the most expensive one. The Owala Free Sip 24-ounce water bottle is $28. It's triple layer insulated and was recently named the best water bottle for one-handed use by the New York Times. It comes in over a dozen color options, but the combinations seem random and don't always coordinate well. The key feature of this bottle is the innovative lid design. Push a button and the lid springs open and gives you 2 ways to drink. You can sip through the built-in straw or tilt the bottle back and drink from the wide mouth opening, which curves to fit your mouth. When you're finished, just push the lid down and it locks with a satisfying click. While I like how easy it is to use with one hand, the spring-loaded lid can accidentally open if you put it in a bag and something leans against the button. Also, the lid has an annoying tendency to flick water back when you open the lid. In my cold water test, it performed below average after 6, 12, and 24 hours. According to Owala, this bottle is for cold drinks only, so I left it out of my hot water test. When I tipped it over, a few small drops of water leaked out, but it didn't leak when I shook it. When I dropped it on the concrete floor, there was no major damage. The CamelBak Shoot Mag 24-ounce water bottle is $30. It comes in 8 colors and it's double wall insulated. It has a wide mouth that makes it easy to add ice and a smaller drinking spout with a magnetic cap that snaps out of your way when you drink. When I filled it with water chilled to 43 degrees Fahrenheit, it outperformed most of the bottles I tested. It was the coldest after 6 hours and the second coldest after 12 and 24 hours. It also maintained the hot water really well. After 1 hour, the 180 degree water only cooled to 159, and it was the second best performer after 6, 12, and 24 hours. This bottle passed my leak test and survived being dropped on the concrete with minimal damage. It also fits perfectly in standard cup holders. The 2 minor complaints I have about this bottle are that the plastic piece that connects the cap to the bottle feels thin and flimsy, and I could see it snapping if you tug on it too hard. Also, the handle is sturdy and functional, but it sticks out and makes the bottle's profile wider. The Gatorade Overtime 22-ounce water bottle costs $30, has double-walled insulation, and comes in 5 bright, sporty colors that align with the Gatorade brand. While most insulated bottles are plain stainless steel, this one has a durable rubber-like material called TPE covering the metal. This material provides a slightly better grip and protects the bottle from damage. Other than a small dent on the metal ring, the rubber coating protected the bottle from scratches or dents when I dropped it. The lid design is also clever. Unlike CamelBak's magnetic cap that can detach if you shake it hard, this lid swings to the side and stays firmly in place no matter how much you shake it. All that said, this bottle performed poorly relative to the others at keeping drinks cold and hot. When I filled it with 43 degree water, it warmed up faster than any bottle, reaching 48 degrees after 6 hours, 52.7 after 12, and 59.2 after 24. It performed even worse with hot liquids. Starting with 180 degree water, it dropped to 151.7 degrees after just 1 hour and was down to 41.7 degrees after 24 hours, the lowest temperature of all bottles I tested. On top of all that, this bottle failed my leak test. The Takeya Active's 24-ounce water bottle costs $33, has double-walled insulation, and comes in 19 colors. This bottle has a swinging handle that folds nicely out of the way, a rubber ring that makes the large lid easy to open, and a removable rubber bumper on the bottom that's meant to protect it from dents and keep it stable wherever you place it down. After using this bottle for a while, I took the bumper off because it was slipping off and getting stuck in cup holders. When I tested how well this bottle maintains temperature, it performed about average for cold water and below average for hot water. And while it passed the leak test, the durability results were mixed. The plastic lid held up well when I dropped it upside down, but dropping it on its side caused the most damage of any bottle I tested. The Swell 17-ounce water bottle costs $35. It comes in over 30 colors and has triple layer insulation. It has a slim profile with a simple cap and no handle. It's easy to fit in a bag, cup holder, glove box, or any other small space. The cap stays on tight and it doesn't leak. The best part about this bottle is its insulation. In my cold water test, it came in 4th place after 6 hours, 3rd place after 12 hours, and 1st place after 24 hours. It performed even better with hot water. When I filled it with 180 degree water, it outperformed every other bottle I tested at every testing point. After 24 hours, the water was still 94.3 degrees, which is over 35 degrees hotter than CamelBak, the second best performing bottle. The two main issues with Swell are that the opening is too small to fit regular ice cubes, and the lid sticks down into the bottle. So if you fill the bottle all the way to the top and put the lid on, the water will spill everywhere. Also, it didn't do well in my durability tests. When I dropped it on its side, the bottom got a large dent and the sides got scraped up. When I dropped it upside down, the metal cap got a major dent. It still works fine, but it doesn't look good. The Stanley Quencher H2O Flow State 30-ounce bottle costs $35 and comes in nearly 30 colors. Instead of a traditional water bottle shape, this Stanley tumbler has a tapered bottom, a large side handle, and a straw. Along with Owala, it's the best option for driving or any situation where you only have one free hand. If you don't want to use the straw, you can twist this piece and drink from a smaller opening. This bottle has become incredibly trendy in recent years and went viral when someone posted a video on social media after their car caught fire, but the Stanley survived with ice still inside. Although that story is the best free advertisement Stanley could ever ask for, my testing showed that relative to other popular brands, this bottle does an average job keeping drinks cold and a below average job at keeping hot drinks hot. The worst part about this bottle is that it's not even close to leak proof. Even with the straw removed and the drinking spout closed, it leaks a lot. Never put the Stanley in a bag or in any situation where it can tip over. When I dropped it on its side, the lid, which was securely fastened, popped right off and spilled water everywhere. When I dropped it on its lid, the rubber seal came loose and made a mess. This is the Hydro Flask wide mouth with flex chug cap 24-ounce water bottle. It comes in over 10 colors, has double-walled insulation, and costs $40, which makes it tied for the most expensive bottle I tested. The New York Times recently named it the best overall water bottle. The thing I like most about this bottle is its simple design. It has a slim profile that fits easily in cup holders and a thick rubber handle that you can move to either side of the lid. The wide mouth makes it easy to add ice, while the smaller chug cap gives you a comfortable drinking spout. This bottle passed my leak test without any issues, and in my drop tests, it only got a small dent when dropped on its side and showed no damage when I dropped it on the cap. On the negative side, it didn't do a great job keeping drinks cold, ranking 7th out of 8 bottles at 6, 12, and 24 hours. Like the Owala, this bottle isn't designed for hot drinks, so I didn't include it in my hot water tests. The only other downside is that the handle can sometimes get in the way when you're trying to open the smaller drinking spout. The Yeti 26-ounce Rambler with chug cap is $40. It has double-walled insulation, it comes in 11 colors, and it works for both cold and hot liquids, although Yeti says to not exceed 185 degrees Fahrenheit. This bottle has a durable look and feel. It's the heaviest one I tested at 1.3 pounds empty, and it has a thick plastic handle that's fixed in place. When it comes to keeping drinks cold, Yeti performed really well. It came in second place after 6 hours, first place after 12 hours, and third after 24 hours. In my hot water test, it came in second place after 1 hour, and third place after 6, 12, and 24 hours. It passed my leak test without a problem and held up well in my drop tests. It only ended up with a small bump on the bottom and some minor scrapes on the plastic cap. My biggest complaint about this bottle is the chug cap design. When you tighten the outer lid, it can over-tighten the chug cap underneath. When that happens, the bottle is difficult to open. As I was reviewing the testing footage, it was clear that I had to put the most effort into opening the Yeti. Another downside is that this bottle has a wide 3.25-inch diameter, so it doesn't fit in standard cup holders. Now that you know the pros and cons of the top brands, the question is, which insulated water bottles are worth buying and which ones should you avoid? If you want a heavy-duty bottle that keeps your drinks at the right temperature and won't leak, I recommend Yeti or CamelBak. The CamelBak is cheaper and fits in cup holders, but the Yeti has a more durable lid design. Hydro Flask and Takeya are also worth considering. While they don't keep water as cold as the others, the difference is only a few degrees. They're both well built with leak-proof lids. Stanley and Owala are great for one-handed use, but I hate that Stanley leaks so easily, and Owala's lid failed the leak test and can flick water and make a mess. Also, since the lid operates on springs, there are more pieces that can break compared to a simpler twist-off lid. Avoid Gatorade because it performed the worst by far in both temperature tests. Although Swell had the best insulation, the small opening and lid design are deal breakers for me. If you're still not sure which to buy, this chart will help you compare the options side by side. I've also linked to each bottle in the video description. Let me know in the comments if you have any of these bottles and if you agree or disagree with my review. Also, let me know which bottles I missed that I should include in my next round of testing.